Sai Ram, dear listeners. Live broadcast of the proceedings from the Sai Kulwant Hall at Prasanthi Nilayam will follow shortly. Please stay tuned.
రేడియో సాయి శ్రోతలకు సాయిరామ్. మరికొద్దిసేపట్లో ప్రశాంతి నిలయంలోని సాయి కుల్వంత్ సభా మండపం నుండి ప్రత్యక్ష ప్రసారాలను మీరు వింటారు. దయచేసి వేచి ఉండండి.
Sai Ram, dear listeners. Live broadcast of the proceedings from the Sai Kulwant Hall at Prasanthi Nilayam will follow shortly. Please stay tuned. రేడియో సాయి శ్రోతలకు సాయిరామ్. మరికొద్దిసేపట్లో ప్రశాంతి నిలయంలోని సాయి కుల్వంత్ సభా మండపం నుండి ప్రత్యక్ష ప్రసారాలను మీరు వింటారు.
గణానాం త్వా గణపతికుం హవామహే కవిం కవీనాముపమశ్రవస్తమం జ్యేష్ఠరాజం బ్రహ్మణాం బ్రహ్మణస్పతః శృణ్వన్నోతిభిः सीदसादनं प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रयवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् तच्चयोरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजम् शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शं चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्तिः 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 सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्षः सहस्रपात् स भूमिं विश्वतो वृत्वा अत्यतिष्ठद्दशाङ्गुलं पुरुष एवेदगुं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् उतामृतत्वस्येषानः यदन्नेनातिरोहति एतावानस्य महिमा अतोऽज्जायागश्च पूरुषः पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि त्रिपादूर्ध्वभुतैत्पुरुषः पादोऽस्येह भवात् पुनः ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत् शासनानशने अभि तस्माद्विराडजायत विराजो अधिपूरुषः स जातो अत्यरिच्यत पश्चाद्भूमिमथो पुरः यत्पुरुषेण हविषा देवा यज्ञमतन्वत वसन्तो अस्यासीदाज्यम् ग्रीष्म इद्मः शरद्धविः सप्तास्यासन् परिधयः त्रिसप्तसमिधः कृताः देवा यद्यज्ञं तन् बर्हिषि प्रोक्षन् पुरुषं जातमग्रतः तेन देवा अयजन्त साध्या ऋषयश्च ये तस्माद्यज्ञात् सर्वहुतः संहृतं पृषदाज्यं पशुगुस्तागुश्चक्रे वायव्यान् आरण्यान् ग्राम्याश्च ये यज्ञात् सर्वहुतः ऋचः सामानि जग्निरे छन्दागुंसि जग्निरे तस्मात् यजुस्तस्मादजायत तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त ये केचोभयादतः गावो हजग्निरे तस्मात् तस्माज्जाता अजावयः यत्पुरुषं व्यदधुः कतिधा व्यकल्पयन् मुखं किमस्य कौ बाहु कावूरुपादावुच्येते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यः कृतः ऊरु तदस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्भ्यागुं शूद्रो अजायत चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षुः सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणाद्वायुरजायत नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षम् शीर्ष्णौ द्यौः समवर्तत पद्भ्यां भूमिर्दिशः श्रोत्रात् तथा लोकागुम् अकल्पयन् वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसस्तु पारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य धीरः नामानि कृत्वाभिवदन्यदास्ते धाता पुरस्ताद्यमुदा जहार शक्रः प्रविद्वान् प्रदिशश्च तस्रः तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था अयनाय विद्यते यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् ते हनाकं महिमानः सचन्ते यत्र पूर्वे साध्याः सन्ति देवाः अद्भ्यः सम्भूतः पृथिव्यैरसाच्च विश्वकर्मणः समवर्तताधि तस्य त्वष्टा विदधद्रूपमेति तत्पुरुषस्य विश्वमाचानमग्रे वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था विद्यते यनाय प्रजापतिश्चरति गर्भे अन्तः अजायमानो बहुधा विजायते तस्य धीरा परिजानन्ति योनिम् मरीचीनां पदमिच्छन्ति वेधसः यो देवेभ्य आतपते यो देवानां पुरोहितः पूर्वो यो देवेभ्यो जातः नमोर्चाय ब्राह्मये ऋचं ब्राह्मं जनयन्तः देवा अग्रे तदब्रुवन् यस्त्वैवं ब्राह्मणो विद्यात् तस्य देवा असन्वशे ह्रीश्च ते लक्ष्मीश्च पत्न्यौ अहोरात्रे पार्श्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपम् अश्विनौ व्यात्तम् इष्टं मणिषाणा अमुं मणिषाणा सर्वं मणिषाणा तच्छयोरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं चिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शं चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्तिः 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 स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेण मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः
ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पतानः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सेदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजनेवते दीनामभित्रयवतु कलेचाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् धाता पुरस्ताद्यमुदा जहारा शक्रप्रविद्वान् प्रदिशश्च तस्सः तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यपन्थायनाय विद्यते सहस्रशीर्षं देवं विश्वाक्षं विश्वशम्भुवं विश्वं नारायणं देवमक्षरं परमं पदं विश्वतः परमान् नित्यं विश्वं नारायणगुरुहरिं विश्वमेवेदं पुरुषस्तद्विश्वमुपजीवति पतिं विश्वस्यात्मेश्वरगुं शाश्वतगुं शिवमच्युतं नारायणमाज्ञेयं विश्वात्मानं परायणं नारायणपरो ज्योतिरात्मा नारायणपरः नारायणपरं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं नारायणपरः नारायणपरो जाता ज्ञानं नारायणपरः यच्च किञ्चित् जगत् सर्वं दृश्यते श्रूयतेऽपि वा अन्तर्बहिश्च तत्सर्वं व्याप्य नारायणस्थितः अनन्तमव्ययं कविगुं समुद्रेऽन्तं विश्वशम्भुवं पद्मकोशप्रतीकाशगुं हृदयं चाप्यधोमुखम् अधो निश्चापितस्यान्ते नाभ्यामुपरि तिष्ठति ज्वालमालाकुलं भाति विश्वस्यायतनं माता सन्ततगुं शिलाभिस्तुलं मत्स्याकोशसन्निभं तस्यान्ते क्षुतिरगुं सूक्ष्मं तस्मिन् सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितं तस्य मध्ये महानग्निर्विश्वाच्च विश्वतोमुखः सोऽग्रभुग्विवरन्तिष्ठन्नाहारमजरः कविः तिर्यगोत्वमदशायीरस्मयस्तस्य सन्ततात् सन्तापयति त्वं देवमापादतलमस्तकः तस्य मध्ये वह्निशिखाः नीयोर्ध्वायवस्थितः नीलतो यदमज्जत्राद्विद्युल्लेखे बभास्वरा निवारसूकवत्कन्विपीताभास्वत्यनुपमा तस्याः शिखायाः मध्ये परमात्मा व्यवस्थितः स ब्रह्म स शिवः स ऋषेन्द्रः सोऽक्षरः परमस्वराट् ऋतगुं सत्यं परब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् उद्गरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णु प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
सर्व वेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरम तमगोचरम साई गोविंदम परमानंदम सद्गुरुम प्रणतोस्म्यहम. I offer myself at the lotus feet of our most beloved Lord, whose nature is bliss infinite and who is known through the imports of Vedanta. Swami, we pray to you, let our speech be rooted in our minds. Let our minds be rooted in our speech. Let us never ever forsake what we have heard. May the teacher and the taught be always protected. Respected elders and my dear brothers and sisters, a loving Sairam to all of you. In Hindu scriptures, the lotus flower is given a special importance. And when we ponder a little over what this flower means, it gives us a lot of insight into the evolution of our own spirituality. Swami has often mentioned that all of us must be like the lotus flower, which blossoms in a muddy pond, and yet it is unaffected by the dirt. Pondering over this a little bit more, there are two qualities of the lotus flower which I believe that every spiritual aspirant must pay heed to. If you look at the lotus, if you pour on it the dirty, muddy water, it will accept it and the water flows away from the petals of the flower. Even if you put a perfume on it, the same thing will happen. The flower neither accepts nor rejects. Everything that comes to the flower moves away without any trace. Our experiences are also like that. Every experience comes and visits us. But do we have the capability to accept that experience and let it go without a trace? If we are able to do that, then we shall have no vasanas. A master once said, every experience has its own experiencer. Every experience has its own experiencer. It is the memory that gives the illusion of continuity. Who is a true Jnani? The one with wisdom, the one who knows this truth, and the one who is established in this truth. When all of us sit here, what is it that we aspire for? We should aspire for nothing less than supreme wisdom, because that is what Bhagawan has always expected from us. All of us know that time and again Bhagawan has mentioned that Ramakrishna Paramahamsa had one Swami Vivekananda. All my students are Swami Vivekanandas. In fact, Swami even said once, when somebody asked, Swami, what should we become? Swami said, I want all my students to become Sathya Sai Baba. That is Swami's expectations, not only from students, but even the devotees of Bhagawan. So the first quality that we learn from the lotus is to let go without the traces of experiences. The second quality of the lotus is in its ability to bloom. Many of us, when we see the pictures of the lotus, we only see a fully blossomed lotus. But that is not the reality. As the sun sets, the petals of the lotus turn inwards. And when you see a closed lotus, it will be hard from outside. But slowly, as the light of the sun touches its petals, one by one, the petals open up and the lotus blossoms. The ability of the lotus to let go of the dirt, to let go of the good, to let go of the bad, does not reside in the outer petals, but resides within its core. And so too with every human being, although we may be hard from outside, within each one of us there exists this core in our consciousness which has that ability to let go, to let go, to let go. The beauty of the lotus, though, is that no external agency can force the lotus to bloom. It blooms from within. And that is why knowledge cannot be given by any external agency. Knowledge can only be born from within. What we have here are only events, are only proxies that facilitate this process of the wisdom growing within us. The power which kindles this wisdom and helps us flourish from within is something that we pray to as a supreme mother. And that is why in Prasanthi Nilayam we see the confluence, on one hand, of praying to the form in pursuit of the formless. As each one of us gathered today at Bhagawan's lotus feet for the Prasanthi Vidwan Mahasabha, let us also offer ourselves at Swami's lotus feet and pray to Bhagawan that he gives us the ability to receive what he wants us to receive, and then he gives us the inspiration so that we can put into practice every word of his. Every day in the Prasanthi Vidwan Mahasabha, we will have speakers who will share their thoughts and experiences with all of us so that we may be inspired. Today also, we have two such speakers with us. The first speaker for the evening is Dr. Sanjay Mahalingam. Dr. Sanjay Mahalingam joined the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning for his MBA program in 2002. After the completion of his MBA, he was divinely ordained to pursue his PhD in business management. He was awarded his doctorate in the year 2009 for his thesis on corporate strategies for emerging markets. In addition to his academic achievements, Dr. Sanjay Mahalingam has had the opportunity to speak in Bhagawan's physical presence on several occasions and be part of the prestigious convocation drama and Bhagawan's Kodaikanal visits. Dr. Sanjay is currently Assistant Professor in the Department of Management Studies at the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Prasanthi Nilayam campus. The second speaker for the evening is Dr. T. Ravikumar. Dr. Ravikumar joined Bhagawan's institution in 1974, though he has been in Swami's fold since 1963. Sir was a Bal Vikas student, and he was from the first batch of Bal Vikas which Bhagawan had started. After completing his post-graduation, Sir was blessed with an opportunity to serve as a lecturer in Swami's institution. While Sir was teaching, he also pursued his research in the area of chemistry and was awarded his doctorate in the year 1990. He was also awarded a gold medal from Bhagawan himself. As mentioned, Sir has been in Swami's fold since the past 50 years, of which he spent nearly 40 years in Bhagawan's physical presence. He has had the opportunity to speak in Swami's presence on several occasions, in addition to having the privilege of accompanying Bhagawan to Kodaikanal on multiple occasions. Currently, Dr. Ravikumar is Associate Professor in the Department of Chemistry at the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Vrindavan campus. Sir is also the warden at the Vrindavan hostel. Sir is going to talk to us today on the theme, Sathya Sai, the Divine Mother. As all of us have gathered here in Bhagawan's divine presence, and for those who are connected to Prasanthi Nilayam from across the globe, I offer my salutations at Swami's lotus feet. I pray for His grace to be showered on each one of us so that we become what He wants us to become. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Offering our most loving salutations at the divine lotus feet of our most beloved Bhagawan. Our most merciful, loving, most compassionate Master, the one divine principle, the one without a second. So sorry. Essentially timeless, causeless, formless, but who put on a garb of limitation and form so that we people who are still in our minds could get a glimpse of the unlimited through the limited. the one who shines in all our hearts, here, now, alive, dynamic, throbbing with the light of 1,000 suns. To that Divine Mother, Divine Father, our Divine Guru, our Divine Benefactor, the source of our inspiration and above all, our hero, to that Divine Being, at His lotus feet, I offer our endless, limitless, thousand salutations. Also, my loving and reverential pranams at the feet of all the beings who have made themselves present here today in this hall. It was really beautifully put by Brother Aman, who just introduced the two speakers. It's impossible to put it better. Wisdom blossoms always from within. Outside events can at best be possibilities, can at best be pointers. In fact, our scriptures go to a greater extent and they say, Shabda jalam maharanyam chitta brahmana karanam. Translated, it means that words are like a dense, thick forest, and they are primarily responsible for the distraction and the delusion of consciousness. Having said that, the show must go on. I will take this opportunity for the next 15 minutes to share 2 or 3 experiences and the lessons that I learned thereof. The experiences may be small, but to me in my life, they were very subtle and profound, and they left an everlasting impression on my consciousness. It was September, yes, this very month, incidentally, September 2010. And I had finished my PhD. Those days I was living on a very meager financial subsistence, if I may say so. We used to get along with about 5,000-6,000 rupees a month, which is enough in Parthi to live a life of dignity. It so happened in 2010 September, I had an unexpected expense very early in the month. It was 4th of September, and I was left with 2,000 rupees in my bank account. Still, the month had to be lived. I was quite worried. 2,000 rupees, 26 days, God knows how I'm going to manage. It was time for my evening prayers, so I just washed up and sat in front of the altar. The mind was agitated. There were streaks of anger, streaks of resentment, and as you would all agree, that's not the best space to be in if you're trying to connect to the divine within. So I just offered my inner state to Bhagawan and told him, Swami, this is my state. You are the supreme light. I offer you my troubles. Do what you wish. It is my experience, and it is my confirmed experience, that Bhagavan is such a merciful master that if we ask anything from him from our heart, he always responds. There is no exception. No exception. As I was sitting after my prayer, I realized that my mind was really calming down and was becoming very silent. And in that silence, manifested in my consciousness an interview that I had many years before that time with Bhagawan. In that interview, Bhagawan had told me one sentence. That sentence kept cropping up in my mind. Translated, the sentence went like this. Swami said, A problem is a problem if you think it is a problem. A problem is a problem if you think it is a problem. Delete it from your consciousness. Completely delete it. All that will remain is consciousness. And whatever the problem, consciousness will find a way. Consciousness will always find a way. With these thoughts, I sat. I had a wonderful session of connection to Bhagawan, and I got up really, really happy, divinely touched, healed, loved, embraced, with tears of joy, and I completely forgot about the entire situation. That night I slept like a child. What concern does a child have in the hands of the Divine Mother? The next day morning I got up. I had this ATM slip. You know, the ATM slip shows you what is your balance, and the balance showed as 2,000. Just funnily, I took my pen and added 1 zero to that. It showed to 20,000 now. That should be enough. And I said, that's how I'm going to live my month. Let's see. During midday, I had suddenly this irresistible urge to clean my cupboard. Before this, let me digress a bit. Bhagawan was the Divine Mother, and sometimes he used to give his children some money as a supreme blessing. With Bhagawan, everything is so profound. Nothing is material. He was such a great divine master that whatever he did had so many profound implications in so many dimensions. We may not have perceived it. But Swami was such a great divine being that nothing he ever did was material. So as a supreme blessing, sometimes Swami used to give money. On one such occasion in 2007, when he was giving me some money, he said, keep it in your cupboard. I said, okay, Swami. Where will you keep it? He said, keep it right under all your stuff. I thought Swami is saying so that the money remains safe. Then he read my thoughts and he said, no, it is not because it should be safe. It is because you should always remind yourself that money is the least important thing in life. Therefore, keep it right at the bottom of your shelf. Below everything. Consciousness is supreme. God is most important. Money is least important. Don't give it any weight in your consciousness ever. In abundance, in poverty. Either way, let it not become heavy in your consciousness. To remind you of that, keep it right below in your shelf. So that had become a habit over the years. I was cleaning my cupboard, September 5th, 2010. Unusually, I took out all my stuff, and right at the corner, an obscure corner of my cupboard, there was a crumpled envelope. I opened the envelope. There was money in that envelope. I took out the money and I started counting the money. There was exactly, to the last note, 18,000 rupees. I had written 20,000 in the ATM slip. Gosh, I wish I had put 2-3 more zeros. But fine, we can live with 1 zero for now. I had no clue from where the money came, but surely it just cannot appear, or so I thought. So I really sat down thinking, where has this money come from? I really had to rack my brains. Finally, I remembered that about 1.5 years before that time, I had liquidated some saving, and for some weird reason, I don't know what, instead of putting the money in the bank, I had kept it in my shelf, in my cupboard, and as was the habit, right beneath all my clothes. The point of the story is not that whenever we are in need and we offer our need to Bhagawan, Bhagawan will come running and solve all our problems, as we see it. Because after that instance also, many times I looked deep inside my cupboard, I never found a single penny. But the point of the story is that when we allow God, He works miracles. When we allow the divine energy to flow within us, through us, amazing things can happen. They happen all the time. We block them. We block the amazing flow of divine love with our troubles, with our anxieties, with our thoughts, with our thought structures, with the edifice of ego that we have built over countless lifetimes. All we need to do is to get out of the way, and God will work wonders. The second lesson that I learned, got imprinted in my heart, is that come what may, whatever happens outside of us, it is possible to make ourselves in such a way that we can always remain in a calm, peaceful, and joyful state. It won't come easy, it takes effort, but it is possible. It can be done. Swami has showed us the way. All it takes is a very subtle shift in perception. In one interview, Bhagawan had told me, people think that ignorance ends and wisdom begins. Swami said there is no such thing. There is no beginning and there is no end. Like wisdom is infinite and timeless and endless, ignorance is also endless and timeless and eternal. Both are like two railway tracks that are all the time running parallel to each other. There is no end, there is no beginning. It is only our choice on which railway track we want to hop on to. We could hop on to the track of ignorance and live a life of misery, or we could choose to hop on to the railway track of wisdom and live a life of joy and above all, freedom. The next incident happened in around 2007. I had to go to Bangalore for one day for a personal errand. Just a small one or two things to do, nothing major. I was to go on the Sunday morning and come back Sunday evening. As was our habit, in fact, as was our privilege, we had the opportunity to inform Bhagawan all the time of all our movements. So I sat with a letter. Bhagawan came, he took my letter. I said, Swami, one day I have to go to Bangalore this Sunday. If Swami permits, I will go and come. Swami said, oh, yeah, go and come. So it was all decided. I booked my tickets, made all my appointments, whomever I had to meet in Bangalore, everything was done. It was a very small matter. It was not the first time I was going to Bangalore, surely not the last. It is really a very trivial matter, nothing to really get very excited or frustrated about, just a small thing. But somehow, as the day approached, I started feeling very uncomfortable. I have no idea why. I just brushed aside those feelings, and Swami has told me, he has permitted me to go, so I must go. I had the 5:30 a.m. bus to take to Bangalore. The previous night in the hostel, as I was trying to sleep, I became deeply uncomfortable. So uncomfortable that I felt I am being absolutely choked and suffocated. Every time I got the thought of going to Bangalore, something in my system just revolted at the very idea. I just could not fathom any rhyme or reason in this kind of a behavior because it was a small thing, just a day's affair, just go finish your stuff and come back. But what was happening? I was just not able to get myself to accept the fact that I had to go for a day to Bangalore. I jostled and jostled all night. Finally, I brushed aside everything and I left for Bangalore. I had a very uneventful and unremarkable trip. Everything went as planned. My work got over. I came back. 3 days later, I had the chance to be in the interview room with Bhagawan. And Swami, as always, asked, Emi Samacharam? I said, Swami, I went to Bangalore on Sunday, and this I did. These people I met. Swami said, you went to Bangalore? I told you not to go. I was silent, but in my mind I said, what? I gave you a letter, and you said, go and come. And Swami said, I told you clearly not to go. And I respectfully submitted, Swami, I'm so sorry. I gave you the letter and I heard you say that go and come. Swami said, Adu chumma. That I just joked. That previous night before you left, many times and came and told you don't go. Many times and came and told you. You still went. It was a test. 0 marks. Failed. I was deeply dismayed and hurt. It is very hurtful when Swami says you failed, but also very grateful to have been blessed with an insightful experience. Lesson learnt, it is primary. It is of primary and fundamental importance that we try to connect to Swami within. The very word spiritual means, in the dictionary it says, that which pertains to the spirit, that which is of the spirit. We can be called spiritual only and only if we have developed that inner connection with Bhagawan. In fact, there is no other purpose to all of sadhana. Whatever we do, japam, dhyanam, seva, grama seva, this, that, study of Sai literature, anything we do, the purpose is only one: to develop that unbreakable connection with the inner Lord. It is so important that it is impossible for me to overemphasize the importance of this aspect of our spiritual, our inner lives. If we have developed that inner connection with Bhagawan, we are alive. If not, we are just walking dead. Recently, some of us friends, about 40 of us, in our vacations went to the Himalayas. There in the Himalayas, there was a beautiful temple. It was dedicated to a very great being called Sri Haidakhan Baba. Haidakhan Babaji is considered to be an avatar himself in that region. A very, very great being. It was a beautiful temple. All of us went there and sat there and meditated. One brother came and shared with me a very beautiful experience of his. A very subliminal, very subtle, very profound experience that he had in that temple. And I will quote what he came and told me. As this brother went there at 5 in the morning, just when the temple's doors were opened, and he sat in meditation, immediately his mind was silenced. He told me that he has never ever seen a temple with such an intense presence of the Divine Mother. Such an alive, throbbing, such an intense presence. It was just truly remarkable and incredible. So this person just sat there, closed his eyes, entered into what one might call a deep state of meditation. He sat there, completely oblivious of everything. He opened his eyes, and he thought it was about 20-25 minutes had passed. 3.5 hours had passed. And it was almost the time for the bus to leave, because we were on a schedule. We were 40 strong. We were a group of 40 strong. He was so touched by the divine light of the Mother, so moved, so thrilled, so embraced by the rapturous and joyous love of the Divine Mother that she has for all of us, her children, that he just could not say anything, do anything. He could not even move his lips. All he could do was sit there and shed tears of joy. In that complete silence, he just said, "Mother, Mother, Mother." And he actually heard, a beautiful, mellow, female, motherly voice reverberate in his heart. And the voice said, "Seek me in wordless silence." These are the exact words the mother propounded. Seek me in wordless silence. Sisters and brothers, elders, all our sadhana is only meant to silence the mind. When the mind becomes silent, we connect to something deeper within, which is so beautiful that when in connection with that, there is no fear, there is no tension. The very word ashrama, we all say we live in ashram. Ashram means, strictly translated, the place where there is no tension. Effortlessness reigns supreme. There is no stress, no shrama. Where there is any tension, where there is any stress, that is not ashrama, that is shrama. True ashrama is inside us, in that state of consciousness where we have no tension, no stress, only relaxation. Effortless, divine relaxation. Having met such a great being, having touched him, spoken to him, having been guided by his words, by his life, by his message, by his love, life calls upon us to raise our spiritual consciousness. It is our bounden duty, not a choice. As Bhagawan once said in Trai Vrindavan, I was not there, but I have been told by my elders. Swami said, boys, you have only two options. Either you let me in your heart, or I will break open your heart and enter. With these few words, I pray to Bhagawan that he gives us all the strength to seal our lips, to open our hearts, silence our minds, and dive deep within to find the beautiful gem of divine love, of Sai love, of Sai's presence. Thank you very much for patient listening. Jai Sai Ram.
I offer my prayerful salutations at Bhagwan's lotus feet. Most beloved and dearest Bhagwan, respected elders, brothers and sisters. When the Prasanthi Nilayam building came up, the old devotees who were there felt that there was a transition. They felt that the intimacy of the Pathamandir days were over, the numbers were increasing, and so one of them put this question to Swami. Swami, you are saying that in the days to come, tens of thousands of people would come to Prasanthi Nilayam. How will they feel close to you? And this was Swami's reply. Swami said, "Ee Prasanthi Nilayam ప్రాంగణములో కూర్చొని Swami కథలు చెప్తుంటారు. Sitting in the precincts of Prasanthi Nilayam, they will narrate to each other the stories, the leelas of Swami, and that is how they will feel close. Dasara is a very beautiful festival when all of us are drawn to the feet of the mother. We sit here at her feet and remember all the wonderful things that she means to us. The Lalita Sahasranamam starts with Shri Mata, Shri Maharajni, Srimad Simhasaneshwari. There are so many attributes of God, but the beginning is always the mother. Shri Mata, the sacred mother. In the next few minutes that I have, I would like to narrate to you a few of my experiences, because once somebody told Swami in Thai, Swami, I'm not able to understand you. One great scholar was telling Swami this. Swami, I'm not able to understand you. Swami said, why do you try that futile thing? Don't try to understand me. Experience me, enjoy me. We have to experience Swami and enjoy. He said, if somebody gives you a Mysore pak in your hand, why do you waste your time trying to find out its length, breadth, weight, and smell? Why don't you put it on your tongue and enjoy it? That is what the wise one would do. So in the next few minutes, I will narrate to you the taste of this Mysore pak. A mother is someone very close to you, the one to whom you can take all your problems without feeling hesitant or shy or worried. You can open up to the mother. And when you have the Divine Mother as the mother, you know that she already knows, and what you are placing before her is only a carbon copy of your prayer. And therefore, there's no hesitation at all. I remember when I was a student in Vrindavan in my first year intermediate, there was this tradition in Vrindavan those days that everyone would stand and have Swami's darshan. Nobody would sit down. Students would all be standing, and as Swami moved, we would walk along with Swami. In fact, if somebody sat down, Swami would ask, what happened to him? Is he not well? Like that. He said, you're all small boys. So we would walk with Swami, and this had a lot of lovely things. One beautiful thing which happens is, you're there all the time with Swami and know what's happening there. But at the same time, if you have tall boys around you, it's very difficult. You have to somehow have to get a peek. So there was this day when I silently prayed to Swami. I said, Swami, why don't you add a few inches to my height? You can't tell this in public, right? I couldn't have told this in public, but I am doing it now because I told this to Swami and in my prayer. And within a few days, Swami had gone to Bombay, and when he came back, he said, all short boys come and stand in the front. And we were all astonished because we never knew there were so many of us. That particular batch seems to have had a very, very average height was quite less. And Swami said, I have brought a medicine for all of you to grow tall. And he took out from behind a box and called the warden and said, take these boys to your office, measure their heights, and every morning give them this medicine. This is a medicine for them to grow tall. And we are all, already a few inches were added by that. And so the warden took us, and every morning, as others drank ordinary milk, we had milk with that green pista sweet kind of a thing mixed in that milk. And 15 days later, that particular packet got over, and the warden went to Swami and said, Swami, that dose is over. The next dose. Swami said, Em akkarledu. It's not necessary. Go and measure their height. When our heights were measured, every single boy had added from 1/2 to 3.5 inches. Let me fast forward to about 25 years later, when there were a number of students who had come from Vrindavan. In fact, the final year batch had come from Vrindavan, and I had accompanied them. And they wanted to put up a drama in front of Swami. So as Swami passed here, during darshan, he called me for an interview and asked, Emi Samacharam, what is the program the boys have practiced and brought? So I explained everything to Swami, and Swami said, okay, today evening we'll have it at 4 o'clock. Go and tell the boys. Tell them to be ready. I will come at 3:45 itself. And so we had this drama. We were to have this drama. And Swami said, Velli pillal degra cheppu, he said. Go and tell the students. As I got up, there was a beautiful smile on Swami's lips, and he said, Ravi, nu chala peragaledu kada? You are not grown too much, no? He said. I immediately remembered 25 years back he had given that medicine. And so Swami was referring to that. And I said, Swami padalapaina bhaktilo pergali, Swami. I want to grow in my devotion to your feet. Oh, bhaktilo peragala, I could ra, he said. And I went close to Swami. Swami put that boon bestowing hand on my head. And then Swami got up. He stood next to me and said, Chusava, manamidru same height. You see, both of us are same height. It was like consoling me. Sri Mata, Sri Maharagni, she is the supreme empress. But how sweet, how loving. Even the smallest of fears, Bhayapaha, she can remove those fears, she can demolish, she can destroy those fears. And how much Swami cares for each one of us, for each one of our desires. Samasta Bhakta Sukada, it is said. All of your desires, Swami satisfies. It was the year 1979, and I had applied to the PG Center at Anantapur to do my master's in chemistry. There were no masters in Swami's institute at that time, and therefore I had to go and do masters there as instructed by Swami. Now, after the entrance test, they put up the list and I was selected. They said, you have to join on a particular date. Now, that was a little worrying for me because that date happened to be my birthday. So 1 week before that, I slowly started the topic. I said, Swami, actually on the first day, nothing much happens. Swami said, Evaru cheppindi? Who told you? First day nunchi class start avutundi. Classes start from the first day. Then I tried a slightly different strategy. I said, Swami, actually it is a Saturday. Our second day, Dvitiya Vignam avutundi, Swami. You know, when we learn Vedam and all, the second day we have somehow got to continue what we learned on the first day. Otherwise, you might not be able to complete what you have learned. Swami said, Emi ledu. The college works on Saturday, college works on Monday. So there's no Dvitiya Vignam on Sunday. Then finally I said, Swami, that also happens to be my birthday, Swami. Oh, atla cheppu. He said, oh, tell that. Kani, enta lucky ra nuvu, he said. How lucky you are. Nee birthday, nee PG birthday, rendu same, he said. Your birthday and your being born as a PG student is happening on the same day. Kabatti Bangaru, first day povali. So first day you have to go. So I said, okay. I gave up further attempts. This was 1 week earlier. I told myself, look, I may not be able to have Swami's darshan, but definitely I want to touch the soil of Prasanthi Nilayam on that day. So I will start off at 6 o'clock, there's a bus. So at 6 o'clock I will start from here and then go to Anantapur. At 5:30 somebody came running and said, Swami is calling you. So I went. Swami was there upstairs. Swami said, nee birthday అని చెప్పినావా కదా రవి, రా పాపం నమస్కారం చేసుకో. So I had namaskar. As I was getting up, Swami put something into my pocket and said, nee birthday gift adi. It's my birthday gift to you. These might be small instances, but because they are small, they are very profound, because Sri Maharagni, the Empress of the universe, has time for each one of us. And I have seen this happen any number of times. In fact, in the mid-90s, we had the golden chariot. When Swami sat on this golden chariot and came from the other side of the Purnachanda auditorium to the hall here. It was a glorious sight. It was most wonderful. And in Vrindavan, just the day before the exams had started. And therefore there was no chance for us to come. But just the previous night we got a message from Swami. Swami said, if any of you doesn't have exam, you can come. And so we made a quick dash, caught some train, caught some bus, and arrived here just a few minutes before the grand event. And so quickly got ready, and we were part of that procession chanting Vedam. We came here. It's a most wonderful sight. It has been mentioned in the scriptures earlier that on this day in the Nadis it's mentioned that this is what would happen, that the avatar of Kali age would come on a golden chariot and all that. But for me, what moves me very much is, as Swami's chariot came here and Aarti was being taken, Swami came down the steps and I was sitting here. Swami walked up to me and said, Ravi, how is your father? I said, Swami, I have not met him. Swami said, he was very serious yesterday. I sent prasadam to him. He is fine now. Maharagni. Swami is the supreme empress of the entire universe, but has time for each one of us. There are a number of instances which I remember, but since the time is short, I'll just confine myself to maybe one or two. There was this time when Swami would give darshan in the morning at 6:30 and would take a group of devotees for the interview. Most of us would come and either finish breakfast before or after the darshan. We would quickly make a dash to the canteen, finish our breakfast. It was one of those days when Swami had gone inside the interview room and I was sitting outside. Around me I found there were mats. Boys had gone for breakfast. I found one Gospel of Ramakrishna by M. So I started reading that, just random. And there was this incident where Naren comes to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and says, Master, there is so much of poverty at home. Please pray to Mother that she should provide. The Master said, why should I tell her? You go and tell. See, this one thing that Swami always taught us, to have a direct link with him. Direct link. There's no need of anybody else to tell. So you go and talk to her. And as Naren went and saw that beautiful, bewitching form, he could not think of the worldly things that he had come to ask. And he said, Mother, give me bliss and peace. And he came out and Paramahamsa asked him, did you ask Mother? Did you ask her? Because you just have to ask and she will give. He said, no, I couldn't ask her. No, go again, ask. So the same thing was repeated. I just closed the book at this time and kept it on the side. And my thoughts went like this. I said, if at this moment Swami comes out, what will I ask? And I said, my sister had an accident. Maybe I should ask Swami about that. My father was not well. I should ask about that. And then I caught myself. I said, look, how stupid can I get? Just now I read that you should ask God for the highest things. Swami is there to provide us with everything that we need. We have Swami for us. But who is there for Swami? Have you ever asked, Swami, why have you pulled down so much? Swami had lost some weight, it looked like. So I told myself, if Swami comes, I'm going to ask Swami, Swami, why have you pulled down so much? Why are you not eating properly? And just 2 minutes later, the creak, the familiar creak of the interview room, and Swami opens the door and comes out. As all the devotees go back, Swami looks at me, smiles, comes straight and stands in front of me and looks at himself and says, Ravi, emaina taggipoyina na? Have I reduced? I was breathless, overwhelmed, even though you know Sarvajna Sandha Karuna. Sarvajna, Swami knows everything. But at the same time, Sandha Karuna, intensely compassionate. I said, yes, Swami, I was just about to ask you, Swami, why is it that Swami is not eating properly? And Swami said, Emi ledu, 108 pounds, perfect, he said, and walked off. Sarvajna Sandha Karuna. I will narrate one more incident of a brother of mine and then end with this. It was the time in Vrindavan when we were students, and there was this roommate of mine who was a highly dynamic character. You know, if anything goes wrong in the hostel, he'll first go to the warden and say, sir, I didn't do it. That kind of a character. And one day, suddenly we saw a change come over him. He had decided that it was time that he changed. So he wrote a letter to Swami, listing out all the things that he had done, against mankind, all that he had done. And he said, Swami, I'm sending this letter to you. I want to turn a new leaf. Swami was in Prasanthi Nilayam and we were in Vrindavan at that time. This boy posted this letter, and just when he was posting the letter, a thought came to him. Swami, if you read this letter, all my past will be wiped out. But I need a clue that you have read the letter, Swami. I need a hint that you have seen my letter, you have read my letter. So, Swami, in some way, please. A few days later, it was about 3 or 4 days later, suddenly the boy's father turned up in Vrindavan and sent for him. And this boy asked, Father, how come you're here? It's a surprise for me. And the father said, yes, it's a surprise for me also that I am here. I came to Prasanthi Nilayam, he said. Oh, you had Swami's darshan. The father said, not only Swami's darshan, interview also I had. But where was the joy? Anyone who gets interview will not bite his teeth and tell you that he's got an interview. But the father was telling something like this, and so this fellow was clueless. So he asked him, oh, you had Swami's interview. What did Swami say? I totally forgotten about the letter. The father said, Swami told me about your letter. There was a pause. Anta chepparu. He told me everything. The boy said, "Oh God, Swami, should you do this? I could have communicated it to my father directly. Do I have to go through this divine route?" So he was feeling very bad. And the father said, "Swami asked me to come to Vrindavan and warn you." And the boy was sinking, feeling very bad. Why did I ever do a thing like this? And he looked at the father. Father said, "Swami chepparu, vaadiki koncham buddhi cheppu. Go and tell him, put some brains into his head." Is this what he writes to Swami? And the father said, "Era, don't you have that much of brains? Don't you know when the avatar of God comes, he has so many things to attend to? And should you write that in the hostel chutney, salt is less? Is this what you write?" Then the boy asked, "What else did he tell?" Swami said, "Gattiga cheppu. Tell him firmly. Ituvantidanta rayakudadani cheppu. You should not write things like this. If there is no salt in the chutney, warden is there for that." That is how Swami added salt to his life. You see how beautiful it is. This is the mother who is the Simhashaneshwari, who occupies the throne of each of our hearts, for whose sake we keep our hearts open. Sri Mata, Sri Maharagni, Srimad Simhashaneshwari. Just 3 of these I could not complete in a few minutes. There are 1,000 more names to describe her beauty, her kindness, her love, her compassion. Maybe some other occasion when she wills it. Thank you, Sairam.
Sitting behind, few thoughts. Very profoundly, Dr. Sanjay narrated the beautiful verse from Viveka Chudamani, Shabda Jalam Maharanyam. I am reminded of another verse from that same scripture, a few verses ahead. Avijñāte pare tatve shastra adhitistu nishphala. Vijñātepi pare tatve shastra adhitistu nishphala. Meaning, reading the scriptures without knowing the truth is useless. Reading the scriptures after knowing the truth is equally useless. So just like one of us, a student was sitting with his master and asked, "Master, what does this verse mean? Do we read the scriptures or we do not read the scriptures? Do we pray to a form or do we not pray to a form?" And the explanation the master gave is wonderful, which I thought I should share with all of you. And this was not many hundreds of years ago. This was recently. So the master told him, "Have you seen Olympics?" He said, "Yes, master." "Do you know of pole vaulting?" He said, "Yes, master." For those who don't know, pole vaulting is a sport where you have a long pole, the runner runs, digs it into the ground, and then takes a leap 20-25 feet above, and there is a bar, and then he crosses the bar. Many of us would have seen that. So the student said, "Yes, master, I have seen." Then the master asks him, "Tell me one thing, without the pole, can the student reach on the top?" He said, "No, master, it's not possible." "But if he does not leave the pole, can he cross the barrier?" He said, "No, master." Similarly, the scriptures are also like that. Till a certain level, till we reach a certain stage, we have to hold on to them. The same is true with the form of God. Till we reach a certain level, the name and form of God is indispensable, just like the pole, because without the pole, we are not going to reach there. But then at some point in time, we have to leave everything. The name, the form, the scriptures, everything. And just as the momentum itself takes the athlete to the other side, the momentum of the scriptures, the momentum of the name and the form will help us reach our goal on the other side. That is the importance of name, form, and the scriptures. Dr. Sanjay also told us about connecting to Swami, and I'm reminded of one beautiful, I attended a talk by one very senior devotee of Swami recently, and he told this to me. He said, no Swami, no peace. No Swami, no peace. N-O, no Swami, no peace. No Swami, no peace. K-N-O-W, no Swami, you will know what peace is. I think it is so, so profound for each one of us. We struggle for so many things in life except for knowing who Swami is. The day we know him, I think there will be nothing left to be known. Ravikumar sir was talking about tall students. I don't know how many are tall, but I know that all our teachers are giants. They are giants in the spiritual world. They are giants of wisdom and giants of love. And we thank Swami for handpicking each one of our teachers. For handpicking each one of our teachers and bringing them here for us. Because brothers, where in this universe will you find a university? Where in this universe will you find a university where 1 week before the secular exams, students are sitting and listening to the Upanishads, the Bhagavatam? So, Swami used to often mention, what you don't get here, you can get anywhere. But what you get here, you will not get it anywhere. I just pray to Swami that we realize the value of what he has given us. We realize the value when we are here as students and reap the great fruits of that infinite love and infinite wisdom. With these words, we will conclude today's talk. We will have a cultural program by the students of the Muddenhalli campus of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. But before that, let us all pray to Swami for his divine discourse for the day. Thank you, Sai Ram.
వేద వేదాంగములు వల్లె వేయవచ్చు వేద వేదాంగములు వల్లె వేయవచ్చు పద్య గద్యంబులను గూర్పగేయవచ్చు చిత్తశుద్ధియ స్థితులకు జీవనాడి చిత్తశుద్ధియ శృతులకు జీవనాడి సామ వేదపు ఊట సామ వేదపు ఊట శ్రీ సాయి మాట వేద వేదాంగములు వల్లె వేయవచ్చు పద్య గద్యంబులను గూర్పగలుగవచ్చు పద్య గద్యంబులను గూర్పగలగవచ్చు చిత్తశుద్ధియే శృతులకు జీవనాడి సామ వేదపు ఊట సామ వేదపు ఊట శ్రీ సాయి మాట సామ వేదపు ఊట సామ వేదపు ఊట శ్రీ సాయి మాట.
It is possible to chant and repeat Vedas and Vedangas, Veda and the other limbs associated with Veda. Similarly, it is possible to write poetry and to write prose. But for Shrutis, for Vedas, the very life breath is purity of heart. This is the spring of Samaveda, which is the word of Sai.
దివ్యాత్మ స్వరూపులారా,
Embodiments of divine Atma.
ఈ ప్రపంచంలో జీవిత పరమావధి అంటే ఏమిటో చాలా మందికి బోధపడదు.
Most of the people do not understand in this world what is the very purpose of life and goal of life.
కానీ అర్థం కాలేదని కూడాను ఎవరు విచారించరు.
But they do not even bother to think why they have not been able to understand this.
నూటికొక్కరు కోటికొక్కరు దీనిని అర్థం చేసుకున్నటకు ప్రయత్నించడం పూనుకుంటారు.
One in a million or a billion make efforts to understand the purpose of life.
ఈ ప్రయత్నమే జీవిత పరమావధికి ప్రథమ సోపానం.
This effort forms the very first step in understanding the purpose of life.
కానీ చాలా మందికి కడుపు నిండుకు తిండి, కంటి నిండుకు నిద్ర, ఒంటి నిండుకు దుస్తులు, ఇంటి నిండుకు పిల్లలు ఉంటే ఇది ఏ పరమ జీవితమని, జీవిత పరమార్థమని కూడాను తలుస్తూ ఉంటారు.
Most of the people are contented and think that the very purpose of life is to have sufficient food to eat, sleep, and also clothes to wear, have a large number of children in the family.
ఇది ఏ జీవిత పరమార్థము కాదు.
This is not the supreme goal of human
ఇది
life.
కేవలము జీవిత పరమావధి.
This is only a limited goal of life.
జీవితమునకు ఇది కూడాను అత్యవసరమే.
This is also necessary for life, of course.
కానీ మానవుడు తన బుద్ధిని బాహ్య దృష్టిగా మరల్చి కేవలము బాహ్యమైనటువంటి జ్ఞానముని ఆర్జించుటకు ప్రయత్నిస్తున్నాడు. కానీ అంతర్ముఖము గావించుకొని ఆత్మజ్ఞానమునకు తగిన కృషి చేయటం లేదు.
But unfortunately, man is extroverting his mind and intelligence to understand the external world and enjoy it. But he is not introverting his mind to find the beauties of the inner world and achieve the purpose of life.
వారది గట్టుపై నిలిచి పై పై విషయములను పరికించినప్పుడు కేవలము అలలు మాత్రమే గోచరించును, కానీ ఆణిముత్యములు తనకు గోచరించవు.
When one stands on the shores of a sea and watches the sea, he can only get a glimpse of the waves, but he cannot get a glimpse of the most precious gems in the ocean.
ఏ ధీరుడు సముద్రములో దుముకి అట్టడుగునకు పోయి ఈ ముత్యములను అన్వేషణ జరుపునో వానికి మాత్రమే ఈ ముత్యములు లభ్యమవును, కానీ అన్యులకు ఇది లభ్యము కాదు.
Only that valorous and courageous person who gets into the ocean, goes down to the bottom of the ocean, can find the most precious pearls and gems, but others cannot.
కేవలము భౌతిక పరిశోధనలను కట్టిపెట్టి అంతర్పరిశోధనలకు తగిన కృషి చేసినప్పుడే ఈ ఆత్మజ్ఞానం మనకు లభ్యమవుతుంది.
We will be able to understand the Atma Gnana, the knowledge of the Atma, only when we give up this physical search and research and enter into the inner world.
ఆత్మజ్ఞానము అంత సులభమైనటువంటిది కాదు.
It is not easy to get knowledge of Atma so easily.
కనుకనే అనాది కాలము నుండి అనేక విధముల వేదమును ఉచ్చరించుతూ వల్ల వేయుచు దానిని అనేక నిమిషం కూడాను స్మరిస్తూ ఉండినటువంటి ప్రభువులు ప్రజలు భారతదేశం ఉండినప్పటికీ దానికి తగిన ఫలమును అందుకోలేకపోవటానికి కారణం ఏమిటో కొంత విచారించాలి.
It is necessary to find out as to why in Bharat Right from the ancient days, when so many people are making efforts, reading Vedas, chanting Vedas, they have not been able to get the appropriate results.
మంత్రద్రష్టులైనటువంటి మహనీయులు కూడాను కేవలము పై మంత్రములు కాని మాత్రమే ఉచ్చరిస్తూ వస్తున్నారు కానీ దాని యొక్క అంతరార్థమును కానీ దాని యొక్క మంత్రశక్తిని కానీ దాని యొక్క పవిత్రతను కానీ గుర్తించి వర్తించేటువంటి వారు చాలా తక్కువ.
Including those seers of the mantras, people are merely repeating, mechanically chanting the Vedas, but they are not trying to understand the inner meaning, the power of the mantras and the sacredness of these mantras.
అయితే ఈ వేదములందు ఉండినటువంటి యొక్క గొప్ప మహత్తరమైనటువంటి విషయాన్ని మనం కొంత విచారించినప్పుడు వేదము అర్థం కాకపోయినప్పటికీ వేదమును శ్రవణం చేసినంత మాత్రం చేత మన యందు కొన్ని విధములైనటువంటి యొక్క పవిత్రతలు అభివృద్ధి అవుతాయి.
But when we understand the sacredness of these Vedas, when we hear Vedas, even if we do not read them, we get the vibrations which are sacred and the benefits which are very
ఆ
sanctified.
మంత్రమునందు ఉండినటువంటి యొక్క పవిత్రమైనటువంటి శక్తి ఆ మంత్రశక్తిగా మారి తన యొక్క దివ్య శక్తిని కూడా చేకూర్చుకొని పవిత్రమైనటువంటి యొక్క స్వరముతో ఇతరుల యొక్క శ్రవణానందాన్ని అందించడం కూడాను ఈ యొక్క వేదం యొక్క మహత్తరమైన శక్తి.
An important power of this Veda is embedded in the sound itself. When properly chanted, the mantras are capable of giving so much of experience for people who listen to it.
అష్ట విధములైనటువంటి శక్తుల లోపల శ్రవణం ప్రధానమైనటువంటిదని.
That is the reason why of the 8 types of sadhana,
భగవంతుడు అష్టైశ్వర్య స్వరూపుడని,
hearing is a very important one, and God
మొదటి ఐశ్వర్యము శ్రవణమేనని,
God is commanding 8 types of wealth.
శ్రవణము చేతనే మనల్ని నిధిధ్యాసలు కూడాను ప్రాప్తిస్తాయని,
Of them, hearing is the most important one.
సిద్ధిస్తాయని కూడాను వేదం యొక్క ప్రమాణము.
And through that, we attain the higher states of realization. This is the proof which is expounded in Vedas.
భక్తి మార్గమునందు కూడాను శ్రవణమే ప్రధానమైనటువంటి యొక్క స్థానమును ఆక్రమించుకున్నది.
Hearing occupies a very important place even with reference to devotion as a practice.
శబ్ద బ్రహ్మమయి, చరాచరమయి, జ్యోతిర్మయి, వాంగ్మయి, నిత్యానందమయి, పరాత్పరమయి, మాయామయి, శ్రీమయి. ఈ అష్టైశ్వర్య స్వరూపములు వేదం యొక్క స్వరూపములు.
Veda has these 8 glorious forms, starting from the sound up to the final Nityananda.
ఈ విధమైనటువంటి అష్టైశ్వర్యములే పామరులకు ఈ విధమైనటువంటి భాషలో అర్థము కాదని గుర్తించి భక్తి మార్గంలో అతి ప్రధానమైనటువంటిది శ్రవణమని భావించి శ్రవణం కీర్తనం విష్ణు స్మరణం పాదసేవనం వందనం అర్చనం దాస్యం స్నేహాత్మ నివేదనం. ఇందులో కూడాను శ్రవణము ప్రధానమైన స్థానంలో ఆవిర్భవించింది.
It is felt that ordinary people may not be able to understand these 8 types of wealth which God commands. Therefore, even in terms of devotion, among the 9 types of devotion, the Sravanam has been given the first place.
దురదృష్టవశాత్తు దీనిని శ్రవణము కూడాను చేయనటువంటి వ్యక్తులు కూడాను మన భారతదేశంలో ఉన్నారు.
But unfortunately, there are people in Bharat who do not have the good fortune of even hearing the glories of the Lord.
శ్రవణం చేసేటువంటి అవకాశం లభించి కూడాను శ్రవణం చేయక తప్పించుకుని తిరిగేటువంటి వారు కూడాను మన భారతదేశంలో ఉన్నారు.
In Bharat, there are people who, in spite of their getting an opportunity to hear, escape and miss this golden opportunity and spoil their chance.
కానీ శ్రవణం చేస్తూ కూడాను సుస్పష్టమైనటువంటి మంత్రములను శ్రవణం చేయకుండా ఏదో ఒక శబ్దమును మాత్రమే శ్రవణం చేసేటువంటి వారు కూడాను మన భారతదేశంలో ఉన్నారు.
In our Bharat, there is still another set of people who, while hearing, do not hear the sacred sounds but satisfy themselves with unwanted
దీనికి
meaningless
కారణం
sounds.
ఏమిటి?
What is the reason for this state of affairs?
కనుకనే దీనికి కారణమును కూడాను పురస్కరించుకొని వేదము అనేక విధములైనటువంటి సులభ మార్గములను కూడాను బోధిస్తూ వచ్చింది.
Realizing the difficulties which an ordinary man may experience, Vedas have found out and shown easier paths.
శరీరమునకు వాత పిత్త క్లేశాదులు అనేటువంటి దోషములు ఆవరించినాయి.
Body might suffer from three deficiencies, that is the air, the wind, phlegm and bile.
వాతమునకు 40 విధములైనటువంటి రోగములు ఆవిర్భవిస్తున్నాయి.
For this disease associated with the deficiency of wind, there are various types, various forms.
పిత్తము చేత మానవుని యొక్క దేహములో 42 రకములైనటువంటి వ్యాధులు కూడాను ఆవిర్భవిస్తున్నాయి.
Man's body catches 42 types of diseases on account of deficiencies in phlegm.
క్లేశము చేత 242 రకములైనటువంటి వ్యాధులు మానవుని యందు పుట్టుచున్నవి.
On account of bile, 242 types of diseases are suffered by man.
ఇవన్నీ చేరిన 386 రకములైనటువంటి రోగములతో కూడినటువంటిది ఈ మానవ దేహం.
This physical body is exposed to 386 types of diseases enunciated just now.
రోగముల కొంప ఈ దేహము.
This body is full of diseases.
మలినపు దుంప ఈ దేహము.
This is a dirty basket of
మ్రగ్గడి
diseases.
కొంప ఈ దేహము.
This exhumes dirty smell.
ఇట్టి దేహము పైన అభిమానం నుంచుకొని
Why have such kind of excessive
దేహిని
attraction to this
విస్మరించి
body? Why give up the indweller?
భౌతికమైనటువంటి సుఖ సంతోషములే ప్రధానమని భావించి
Considering the external comforts and the physical comforts as very important,
అంతర్ముఖమును మర్చిపోతున్నారు మానవుడు.
man is forgetting the inner world.
భజన బినా సుఖ శాంతి నహీ, హరి భజన బినా సుఖ శాంతి నహీ, హరి నామ బినా ఆనంద నహీ, హరి हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं, हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं, हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, जप जान बिना संयोग नहीं, जप जान बिना संयोग नहीं, जप जान प्रभु दर्श बिना प्रज्ञान नहीं, दय धर्म बिना सत्कर्म नहीं, भगवान बिना कोई अपना नहीं, हरि नाम बिना परमात्मा नहीं,
भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं, हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं, हरि नाम हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं। हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं, हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं।
Om Shri Sai Ram. We, the students of Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Muddenhalli campus, on this holy occasion of Navratri, humbly offer a bouquet of musical melodies at the lotus feet of our beloved mother, Sai Durga. Mahaganapatim Manasas Marami, which means to meditate on the enchanting form of the Prathama Puja, Vigna Vinashaka, the leader of all, Lord Ganesha.
Deva de Deva Vinayaka Gajamukha Gajamukha Gananata He Shubhadayaka Vigna Vinashaka Gananatha Shri Charanam Bhavadukha Haranam. Mahaganapatim 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 Ganapati Deva Deva Ganapati Mahaganapatim Manasas Marami Mahaganapatim वामदेवादिवन्दित महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं मानकोटि प्रकाशं शान्तं महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियम् महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदकप्रियं महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदकप्रियं
महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि
महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि वशिष्ठवामदेवादिवन्दित महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि मनसा स्मरामि मनसा स्मरामि मनसा स्मरामि
Swami, we now offer at your lotus feet the Mahishasura Mardhini Stotram as a collective performance by the whole campus. This song not only signifies the annihilation of the demon Mahishasura, but also the destruction of the demonic qualities in each one of us.
गिरिनन्दिनि नन्दितमेदिनि विश्वविनोदिनि नन्दनुते गिरिवरविन्द्यशिरोदिनि वासिनि विष्णुविलासिनि जिष्णुनुते भगवति हेशिति कण्ठकुटुम्बिनि भूरि कुटुम्बिनि भूरि कृते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते हर्षरते त्रिभुवनपोषिणि शङ्करतोषिणि किल्बिषमोषिणि घोषरते धनुजनिरोषिणि नितिसुतरोषिणि दुर्मदशोषिणि सिन्धुसुते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते मदम्ब कदम्ब वनप्रियवासिनि हासरते शिखरि शिरोमणि तुङ्ग हिमालय शृङ्गनिजालय मध्यगते मधु मधुरे मधुकैटभ भञ्जिनि हासरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते विरोधिषणं कामलशूलकरे धुमि तामर दुन्दुभिनादमहो मुखरीकृत दिग्मगरे जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते निराकृत धूम्र विलोचन धूम्रशले समर विशोषित शोणित बीज समुद्भव शोणित बीजलते शिव शिव शुम्भ निशुम्भ महावतर्पित भूत पिशाचरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते जय जय जप्य जय जय शब्द परस्तुति तत्पर विश्वनु भण भण विञ्जिमि विकृत नूपुर सिञ्चित मोहित बोधपते नटित नटात नटी नटनायक नाटित नाट्य सुगानरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते सुमनस्सु मनस्सु 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 मनोहर कान्तियुते श्रित रजनी 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 करवक्त्रवृते सुनयन विभ्रमर भ्रमर 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 भ्रमराधिपते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते सुरतारक शंकर तारक शंकर तारक सोनसुते सुरत समाधि समान समाधि 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 सुधाकरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते कृपयैव त्वया भवितव्ययुमे अयि जगदो जननी कृपयासि यदासि तदानुविदासरते यदुचित्रमत्र भवत्युररे कुरुता दुरुतापममा कुरुते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते
साई, तुझे अर्पित करते हैं ये गीत, ताकि दुनिया में गूंजे सिर्फ तेरे संगीत। रहेंगे ना कोई शिकवे या गिले, प्यार जो तेरा ओ साई हम सबको मिले।
नफरत क्यों है, जंग है क्यों, तेरा दिल तो इतना बड़ा है, इंसान का दिल तंग है क्यों। कदम कदम पर सरहद क्यों है, सारी जमी जो तेरी है, सूरज के फेरे करती है, फिर क्यों इतनी अंधेरी है, इस दुनिया के दामन पे इंसान के लहू का रंग है क्यों। ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरे जहां में नफरत क्यों है, जंग है क्यों, तेरा दिल तो इतना बड़ा है, इंसान का दिल तंग है क्यों। गूंज रही है कितने चीखे, प्यार की बातें कौन सुने, टूट रहे हैं कितने सपने, इनके टुकड़े कौन चुने, दिल के जो पर ताला, तालों पर ये जंग है क्यों। ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरे जहां में नफरत क्यों है, जंग है क्यों, तेरा दिल तो इतना बड़ा है, इंसान का दिल तंग है क्यों।
ವೀಣಾಪಾಣಿ, ವಿದ್ಯಾದಾಯಿನಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಲೋಕ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣೆಯೂ ಆದ ಗಾನಾಮೃತ ವರ್ಷಿಣಿಯ ನಿತ್ಯ ಅಭಿಷೇಕಕ್ಕೆ ಗಾನಾಮೃತವೆಂಬ ಪಂಚಾಮೃತವೇ ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಇಂತಹ ಗಾನಾಮೃತವೆಂಬ ಪಂಚಾಮೃತವನ್ನು ಸ್ವರ, ರಾಗ ಹಾಗೂ ತಾಳಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತಾಯಿಯ ಪಾದಕ್ಕೆ ಅರ್ಪಿಸುತ್ತೇವೆ.
ಅಮೃತ ವರ್ಷಿಣಿ
अमृतवर्षिणी गानामृतवर्षिणी वीणापाणि गानामृतवर्षिणि वीणापाणि गानामृतवर्षिणि विद्यादायिनि लोकसंरक्षिणि विद्यादायिनि लोकसंरक्षिणि वीणापाणि गानामृतवर्षिणि वीणापाणि गानामृतवर्षिणि सासिरनामदे विद्यारम्भो सरस्वती बोलुमिगे नित्यसुमार्गो सासिरनामदे विद्यारम्भो सरस्वती बोलुमिगे नित्यसुमार्गो
सकल इष्टार्थया वागेश्वरी गाना सकल इष्टार्थया वागेश्वरी गाना सानुरागदे अनवरत पाडुवे सानुरागदे अनवरत पाडुवे वीणापाणि गानामृतवर्षिणि वीणापाणि गानामृतवर्षिणि स्वरताळगळले नवविध पूजय सरस्वती पादके अर्पिಸುವೆ ಗಾನಕುಸುಮಗಳು ರಾಗ ಪುಷ್ಪಗಳು ತಾಯಿ ಶಾರದೆ ಪಾದಕೆ
ನಿಸನಿ ಪನಿ ಪಮ ಪಮ ಗಮಗ ಸಗನಿಪ
ಗಾನಾಮೃತವೇ ಪಂಚಾಮೃತವು ತಾಯಿ ನಿತ್ಯ ಅಭಿಷೇಕಕ್ಕೆ
ಸಗಮ ಗಮಗ ಸನಿ ಸಗ ಸನಿ ಪನಿಸ ಗಂಧ ಸುಗಂಧಿತ ಧೂಪದಾರತಿ ಗಾಯನ ರೂಪದಿ ಪಾದಕೆ
ಗಮ ಪನಿ ಸಗಮ ಗಸನಿ ಪಮ ಗಸನು ಸಗಮ ಪನಿ ಸಪನಿ ಗಾಯಕ ಕಂಠದಿ ಮಂಗಳಾರತಿ ಸ್ವರ ಜತಿಗಳ ಕಾಣಿಕೆ ನಿನಿ ಸಾಸ ಗಗ ಸಾಸ
ಗಮ ಪಸನಿ ಪ
ಗ ಸ ನಿ ಪ ಗ
ನಿ ಸ ಮ ಗ ಸ ನಿ
ಗಮ ಪಸನಿ ಮನಿ ಗಸ
ಸಗ ಸನಿ ಸ ಪನಿ ಸಗ ಸನಿ ಸ
ಗಮ ಪನಿ
ಸಗ ಸನಿ ಸ
ಗಮ
ಪನಿ ಸ ಗಮ ಗ ಸ ಗ ಸನಿ ಸನಿ ಪನಿ ಪ ಸ ಸನಿ ನಿ ಪ ಪ ಮ ಮ ಗಮ ಪನಿ ಸ ಸ ಸನಿ ನಿ ನಿ ಪ ಪ ಮ ಮ ಮ ಗಮ ಪನಿ ಸ ನಿ ಪ ಪ ಗಮ ಪನಿ ಸ 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 ಸ ಸ ಸ ಸ वीणापाणि गानामृतवर्षिणि विद्यादायिनि लोकसंरक्षिणि वीणापाणि गानामृतवर्षिणि
अमृतवर्षिणि
अमृतवर्षिणि गानामृतवर्षिणि
साईं, तेरे चरणों में प्रस्तुत है ये कवाली जो कहती है, तेरे आंगन में हम आए हैं आज, अपनी शरण में ले लो हमें साईं महाराज। एक झोली है खाली हमारे पास, खुशियों से भर जाएगी बस यही है आस।
दुनिया भर के लोग यहाँ झोली फैलाए आते हैं, तेरे कदमों में अर्पण करने हम दिल का नजराना लाए हैं। हाँ, तेरे दरबार में हम आए हैं आज, तेरे दरबार में हम आए हैं आज। पल पल ये दिल में रहे, याद रहे हरदम हरदम। हाँ, तेरे दरबार में हम आए हैं आज, तेरे दरबार में हम आए हैं आज। दुनिया भर के लोग यहाँ झोली फैलाए आते हैं, तेरे कदमों में अर्पण करने, तेरे कदमों में अर्पण करने दिल का नजराना लाए हैं। दुनिया भर के लोग यहाँ, दुनिया भर के लोग यहाँ, दुनिया भर के लोग यहाँ, दुनिया भर के लोग यहाँ अपनी मोहब्बत का इजहार करने, तेरे जलवे का दीदार करने। हाँ, तेरे दरबार में हम आए हैं आज, तेरे दरबार में हम आए हैं आज। मौका ऐसा मिले ना मिले याद रख लो हरदम। हाँ जी हाँ, मिले ना मिले याद रख लो हरदम। हाँ जी हाँ, मिले ना मिले याद रख लो हरदम। याद रख लो दिल में इसे, याद रख लो दिल में इसे, याद रख लो, याद रख लो। या अल्लाह, तेरी हर बात अल्लाह याद आए दिन रात अल्लाह, तेरी ही याद अल्लाह खूब सताए दिन रात। साईं आए कहा तेरे बिना अब याद तेरी सताए, दर पे तेरे आकर हमने जीवन की हर सुख पाए। आए कहा तेरे बिना, आए कहा तेरे बिना, या अल्लाह तेरी हर बात अल्लाह याद आए दिन रात अल्लाह, तेरी ही याद अल्लाह खूब सताए दिन रात। साईं प्यार की गहराई में, तेरे प्यार की गहराई में इतना खो जाता हूँ मैं, इतना खो जाता हूँ मैं, इतना खो जाता हूँ मैं कि भूल जाता हूँ कि तेरे पास हूँ या दूर हूँ, भूल जाता हूँ कि तेरे पास हूँ या दूर हूँ, कि भूल जाता हूँ कि तेरे पास हूँ या दूर हूँ। अल्लाह अल्लाह तेरी हर बात अल्लाह याद आए दिन रात अल्लाह, तेरी ही
मिले याद रख लो हरदम
आज यहाँ मिले न मिले याद रख लो हरदम आज यहाँ मिले न मिले याद रख लो हरदम
याद रख लो दिल में इसे याद रख लो दिल में इसे
याद रख लो याद रख लो दिल में इसे याद रख लो दिल में इसे याद रख लो याद रख लो दिल में इसे याद रख लो दिल में इसे याद रख लो याद रख लो याद रख लो
देवादिदेवा विनायका देवादिदेवा विनायका प्रणवस्वरूपा सुरमुनिवन्दिता प्रणवस्वरूपा सुरमुनिवन्दिता देवादिदेवा विनायका मंगलचरणा पाहि गजानना मंगलचरणा पाहि गजानना हे शुभदायक विघ्न विनाशक हे शुभदायक विघ्न विनाशक श्रीचरणं भवदुःखहरणं श्रीचरणं भवदुःखहरणं श्रीचरणं भवदुःखहरणं देवादिदेवा विनायका प्रणवस्वरूपा सुरमुनिवन्दिता देवादिदेवा विनायका मंगलचरणा पाहि गजानना हे शुभदायक विघ्न विनाशक श्रीचरणं भवदुःखहरणं श्रीचरणं भवदुःखहरणं श्रीचरणं भवदुःखहर देवादिदेव विनायका
नंदलाला नवनीत चोरा नटवरलाला गोपाला नंदलाला नवनीत चोरा नटवरलाला गोपाला देवकी वसुदेव कुमारा देव देवा गोपाला देवकी वसुदेव कुमारा देव देवा गोपाला नंदलाला नवनीत चोरा नटवरलाला गोपाला मोहन मुरली गान विलोला मोहना साई गोपाला मोहन मुरली गान विलोला मोहना साई गोपाला नंदलाला नवनीत चोरा नटवरलाला गोपाला देवकी वसुदेव कुमारा देव देवा गोपाला नंदलाला नवनीत चोरा नटवरलाला गोपाला मोहन मुरली गान विलोला मोहना साई गोपाला मोहन मुरली गान विलोला मोहना साई गोपाला नंदलाला नवनीत चोरा नटवरलाला गोपाला
साईश्वरी अम्ब जगदीश्वरी साईश्वरी अम्ब जगदीश्वरी साईश्वरी अम्ब जगदीश्वरी साईश्वरी अम्ब जगदीश्वरी कल्याणी कांचीपुरी कामाक्षी कल्याणी कांचीपुरी कामाक्षी कल्याणी कांचीपुरी कामाक्षी कल्याणी कांचीपुरी कामाक्षी साईश्वरी अम्ब जगदीश्वरी साईश्वरी अम्ब जगदीश्वरी पर्तीश्वरी अम्ब परमेश्वरी पर्तीश्वरी अम्ब परमेश्वरी पर्तीश्वरी अम्ब परमेश्वरी पर्तीश्वरी अम्ब परमेश्वरी मातंगी मधुरापुरी मीनाक्षी मातंगी मधुरापुरी मीनाक्षी
साईश्वरी अम्ब जगदीश्वरी कल्याणी कांचीपुरी कामाक्षी साईश्वरी अम्ब जगदीश्वरी परतीश्वरी अम्ब परमेश्वरी मातंगी मधुरापुरी मीनाक्षी मातंगी मधुरापुरी साईश्वरी अम्ब जगदीश्वरी
मुकुंद माधव मुरली मनोहर गोवर्धन गिरिधारी मुकुंद माधव मुरली मनोहर गोवर्धन गिरिधारी गोपी पूजित मानस चोरा पीतांबर धारी गोपी पूजित मानस चोरा पीतांबर धारी हरि हरि मुकुंद माधव मुरली मनोहर गोवर्धन गिरिधारी गीता बोधक साई सुंदर गीता बोधक साई सुंदर वंदित हृदय विहारी वंदित हृदय विहारी जय वंदित हृदय विहारी मुकुंद माधव मुरली मनोहर गोवर्धन गिरिधारी गोपी पूजित मानस चोरा पीतांबर धारी हरि हरि मुकुंद माधव मुरली मनोहर गोवर्धन गिरिधारी गीता बोधक साई सुंदर वंदित हृदय विहारी वंदित हृदय विहारी जय वंदित हृदय विहारी मुकुंद माधव मुरली मनोहर गोवर्धन गिरिधारी
ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पना
आश्रितकल्पलतिका आत्माधवा ॐ जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदेव मरियन्तयु नीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्र शयन ॐ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी ओ साई महादेव सत्य साई महादेव मंगल आरती अंदुको मंगल आरती अंदुको मंदर गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।
Om Shri Sai Ram. With the divine blessings of our most beloved Bhagawan, we will be entering the second day of the Veda Purusha Saptaha Jnana Yajna tomorrow morning in the Purnachandra Auditorium. At 7 a.m., the Purnachandra Hall will be opened for entry. All are welcome to attend this auspicious Yajnam. At 8 a.m. in Sai Kulwant Hall, the students and staff of Bhagawan's educational institution will take Pradakshina, seeking Swami's blessings before they proceed for the Gram Seva. At 9:30 a.m., there will be Mangal Aarti in the Purnachandra Hall, after which devotees can come to Sai Kulwant Hall to receive Bhagawan's Divya Darshan, and those who wish to stay back in Purnachandra Hall after the Mangal Aarti can do so to attend the further proceedings. Bhagawan's Divya Darshan in Sai Kulwant Hall will conclude at 10:30 a.m. with Mangal Aarti. Tomorrow being Sunday, the evening session in Sai Kulwant Hall will commence at 4 p.m. with Bhagawan's Divya Darshan, where devotees can come forward and have Bhagawan's Darshan till 4:30. At 4:30, Veda chanting starts, and at 4:40 p.m., the second day's proceedings of the Prasanthi Vidwan Mahasabha will commence with the invocatory Vedic chantings by the students of the Sri Sathya Higher Secondary School, Prasanthi Nilayam. Renowned Telugu and Sanskrit scholar Dr. Nori Narayan Murthy Garu hailing from Tenali, Guntur district, will then be addressing all of us in Telugu language. After the talk of this erudite scholar, we will be blessed with Bhagawan's nectarine divine message. The evening program will then conclude with bhajans and Mangalarti, followed by Bhagawan's Divya Darshan. Jai Sai Ram.
ఓం శ్రీ సాయిరామ్. భగవాన్ శ్రీ సత్యసాయి బాబా వారి దివ్య అనుగ్రహ ఆశీస్సులతో దేవీ నవరాత్రి ఉత్సవాలలో భాగంగా లోక కళ్యాణార్థమై జరుపబడే వేద పురుష సప్తాహ జ్ఞానయజ్ఞాన్ని భక్తులు రేపు ఉదయం 7 గంటల నుంచి పూర్ణచంద్ర సభామండపంలో తిలకించవచ్చును. 8 గంటలకు సాయి కుల్వంత్ సభామండపంలో సత్యసాయి విద్యాసంస్థల విద్యార్థులు స్వామివారికి ప్రదక్షిణ చేసుకొని గ్రామ సేవకు తరలి వెళ్తారు. 9:30 గంటలకి పూర్ణచంద్ర సభామండపంలో స్వామివారికి మంగళహారతి సమర్పణ తర్వాత సాయి కుల్వంత్ సభామండపంలో స్వామివారి దివ్య దర్శనం అనంతరం 10:30 గంటలకు మంగళహారతి జరుపబడతాయి. తరువాత ఆసక్తి గల భక్తులు పూర్ణచంద్ర సభామండపంలో యజ్ఞాన్ని మరల తిలకించవచ్చును. ఆదివారం సందర్భంగా రేపు సాయంత్రం 4 నుంచి 4:30 గంటల వరకు సాయి కుల్వంత్ సభామండపంలో స్వామివారి ప్రత్యేక దర్శనం. నిత్య వేద పారాయణం అనంతరం రేపు సాయంత్రం నిర్వహింపబడే ప్రశాంతి విద్వన్ మహాసభ 4:40 శ్రీ సత్యసాయి హైయర్ సెకండరీ స్కూల్ విద్యార్థుల వేద పఠనంతో ప్రారంభమగును. అత్యంత ప్రఖ్యాతిగాంచిన తెలుగు మరియు సంస్కృత పండితులు బ్రహ్మశ్రీ నారాయణమూర్తి గారు సభలో ప్రసంగిస్తారు. అనంతరం సాయి భగవానుని దివ్య ఉపన్యాసం. రేపు సాయంత్ర కార్యక్రమం భజన మరియు మంగళహారతితో ముగియును. తదనంతరం స్వామివారి దివ్య దర్శనం. జై సాయిరామ్.
Till now, you were listening to the live proceedings from Sai Kulwant Hall, Prasanthi Nilayam. We now take you back to our regular program schedule.